Okay, for my private group, what I'm working on is let's talk about Champlain Towers. There's a vibratory system, right? Everywhere we go, there's vibratory systems, and subways would be one. You have Chicago subways. We've got train tracks that are running above ground, below ground, under buildings, etc. So I'm researching studies that show what kind of effects they're having, that vibration, that frequency on these structures. Frankly, I'm looking for collapsed structures. And unless I go to India, I'm not finding them. In India, the way they put together things a lot is frankly not, they've got a lot of engineers, but they mix, their concrete mixes are lacking. They're just, random scraped up mixes. I'm sure a lot of it's got to do with their concrete mixes. So now, for the private people here, I've also found the studies on from 2006, and I needed something pre current lawsuit, right? On sheet piling and vibrations, etc. And there are a few of them. And what I'll give you the short version, and short version about frequency. So imagine a wave in a tub. How you can push it once and it doesn't cycle right. It doesn't come back the right way. But if you can get pushing that wave of that cycle a few times, then you get a nice little wave going, a pattern. And now that's the wave that will continue adding to it and going further and further out. But remember, sheet piling is moving over a little bit. So each time it moves over, it stops the frequency, restarts the frequency. Now, the study shows that the machinery they use at the very top, the vibratory part, it does a lot of lateral movement when it gets near the bottom of near when it gets near the surface. But at the top, it allows segregation. It allows so the whole sheet is vibrating. If you can imagine, a whole sheet pile is vibrating, and it's vibrating the soil around it, having it frequency move out of its way. It has to be conducive to that. And now, if it hits a harder surface, the frequency will still be the same frequency, but now it will hit that point of say a rock, and then it will start sending it off away from that rock in our zone until it finally fractures it. And so you would have a timeline that would show that you hit something and it slowed your progress. With that said, we can look at the timeline on the sheets here, and I looked at them. They're pretty fast. They're laying sheets pretty darn fast. And they're laying them in a row. When they were laying them in a row, they were laying them very fast. And so the building, even though they like the point of that one section that's going across, it says this is where it failed, it was only a few sheets in that section. If it was going to fail, it would also fail at the other parts also across the whole plane of the structure, including the swimming pool area. Also, this was many years in time that passed, and no fractures were discovered, were revealed, and lawsuits started. Clearly, the building could have hired they were formed by the city to hire their own engineer to do the vibration testing. Now, the guy that fell off the treadmill, really, he fell off a treadmill. It's a vibrating machine, spinning wheel, and he fell off it. It wasn't as if he fell off a standing ground. Now, there is one that when you're falling off standing ground, standing surface, there is. So let's go to that. I have one loaded up, but you guys can look up a vibrometer and get something like this. So now it's in my hand, so it's going to read so much. Look at the bottom left. Now I'm going to keep quiet. And that's just it's on my hand, resting on my chest, and we're getting that movement. Now it's off my chest, and remember, it does not pick up sound. It does not pick up sound. See how I scream like that, and it doesn't go any better? All right, so now I'm going to put it down on the table, and we're going to see it zero out. And okay, so now it's zeroed out. And unless my vibration Right. So see, I'm vibrating a table with sound. Let me do it again. Sorry to do that to you guys. So let's go. Unless my vibration. Unless my Okay, so if I got to the right side of the device, it created an echo. Wait a minute. And I'm gonna put a glass down here. I'm gonna let it go back to 0, and I'm gonna holler in the glass to get vibration. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Vibrating glass. Vibrating glass over here. On the right side of the device, I get more vibration off the table. On the left side, all that was nothing. Now I'll get the, this is going to be a tapping of a pen. We're going to go to 0. So now you see, I know that was left. That's a tapping of the pen. Look at the scale at the bottom. Now I'm going to turn it on. The audio. Now it's at 0. Now look at the top where it says, way up there, very strong, difficult to stand. Follow it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. You need a 7. I'm pounding at this table. A 7 is very hard to get. The device is even sliding. A 7 is very difficult to get. You guys can, let me get rid of that. You can pick up get your own vibrometer off of there, off of the apps. This one's a free one, limited, free for you guys if you don't pay for the version of it. And then try it out and have a little fun with this. You know, step away, put it on the ground. Now, I do use a vibratory app. I use the app because, like photography, what's the best camera you have? It's always the one you have on you, because that's the one that's ready to use. So the apps may not be super accurate, but they're better than my devices that I don't carry around all the time. I've got a vibratory, a couple of vibratory sensors. I have the audio sensors also, but you set them up, etc. When all I do is put this on top of something that's going to magnify the surface, so I'll put it on like a metal grate. And then the metal grate will take vibrations more so. For example, I'm now going to put it on the glass, and I haven't done this yet. It's on the glass on the table. And wow, is it sensitive. It's a lot more sensitive on the glass now because I can talk to you, and it's reading it. The vibration of the glass. Hello, 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 hello. The vibration of the glass. My voice is now picked up by the glass is picking up the resonance of the voice. Hello, 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 and it picks it up. And all I do is put it on a glass, so it will magnify it, and that's what I want. I got it in my hand again now, and that's what I want. I want to know, what the reading is. Magnified, and then I can lay it on the ground and get another reading if I'm around other properties that people might be complaining. Just wanted to share this with you, give you something to think about. Think about the train cars that don't cause the frequency, doesn't cause the buildings to collapse, and yet they got rattling windows, etc. Countertop, something shaking, building's still there. It's the air, it's the frequency. Sometimes it does travel through the air. The pressure, the sound waves go through the air, they'll hit the glass and rattle the windows. Okay, now that's not the same as pile driving. Again, pile driving could be vibration or impact driving. We're at vibration these days, so is some of the best. And the frequency, I have not found where you could rock solid say that to break concrete up you need 5 hertz. You need 10 hertz. This came in at hertz is per second, right? And this came in at half a second hertz. So it was not 1 hertz per second, 1 cycle per second, but it was 2 cycles per second, which is well, 120 hertz. And what I found is you about 150, but that's not the way it works. In reality, the concrete's going to behave differently, but we're talking about a wave, and it would have to wave like a wave, go through all of that through the sheet piling that's on the other side. Remember the existing building had sheet piling also. It'd have to go through there, break the concrete bond, and if it did that, now the waves are interrupted, right? Disruptive. So it's disruptive. The waves are the pattern, but we don't have it separating at that wall there. I looked at that wall over and over again just recently, today, and I could not see where it broke free. I did not see the wall that they put up, that temporary wall, where it broke free. So I can't say that it broke the reinforcement at that wall area, and then that started to collapse. No, I have another image I'm going to share with you guys in another. I'll put it in public content, maybe not, and maybe just share it with you guys. And it goes it would have to go through the entire floor deck, and doing so, it would break tiles. Now that's through the floor deck. I mean through the upper deck. That's that pattern. Now the other one, it has to go down 12 feet and then go through the basement floor, where they park their cars. Remember, cars have rubber tires on them. They would have to be going across that concrete there, or through the soil. But nevertheless, the car tires and the weight will act as a dampener for the vibration coming across. So I have tested this by putting a car on a surface in front of my tester before, and jackhammered, and it had a different sensor reading than when I moved the car away. I put it by the tires, incidentally, and it absorbs. It's a deadener. It's a dampener. All right, ending this video. Hopefully, it was somewhat informative and giving you something to think about. Now, it's not to say that vibration did not do some damage, but 5 years later, this thing already had core samples, etc., that were being tested on it, and those core samples show it's disruptive or destructive. It's pretty destructive. It's destructive looking. It's pretty destructive. Trying to get a description to say it's pretty broken up is what I'm trying to say. And the core samples at the pool deck height. So are they then claiming that it went through the bottom of the floor? Then it came up through the columns over there by 11, by the room there, and then went across the beams and then back into the floor again and caused those core samples to look like that? Or are they saying, oh, it came across the pool deck and it came over to there and fractured it way over there? Well, that the waves just stopped there and fractured it all up, because we have a core sample that's recent. All right, and we don't have, and we have repairs that took place over there. All right, I'm ending this video. I hope this is good for you. And yeah, I'll keep up with the private videos. I just threw those couple out there for other people. Where's the stoppy screen recording? Take care. Love you guys. Thanks a lot.